Hey everyone, welcome to Not Part of the Plan. This releases the second part of an episode we recorded a few weeks back. If you haven't yet heard the first half, I'd encourage you to go listen to that before coming back here to listen to part two. Thanks again for all your support. Here's Not Part of the Plan.
It just seems like the bar for me is so low.
All right, let's do this. Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jordan.
And this is Not Part of the Plan.
Do you feel like your days have, this is a big question, a huge question, but do you feel like your days have purpose? Or maybe, the better way to ask that is like, what gets you up and moving each day? Is there something that you're kind of drawn to in the day or in life that you want to accomplish, or someone you want to be, or things like that?
Yeah, it's definitely a big question. I wrote some notes about it. Yeah, there's lots of things I think that get me up, but my perspective has changed drastically in the last year. I mean, with the birth of my son Malachi, yeah, so I used to think, and this is just shows the different stages of life, like before I got married, it was like, I don't know, I poured myself into, my job or hobbies or sports and stuff like that. And that was kind of like the purpose of maybe not the purpose, but like kind of part of it. Like, I guess I used to think that like all those things kind of filtered into like my purpose, because they took up most of my day. Like, how is work not part of your purpose? And I think it is to an extent. We spend a long time working, almost our entire lives. So, but when I really think about it, I think my purpose on life now is to just spread love. Like, just show love. That's all I want to do now. I just want to, anyone I talk to, anyone I meet, just give them the respect and the love they deserve. And I think really dealing with my mental health in the last, couple of years has really shown me that I think my purpose is just to live life, like just enjoy each day, whatever that brings. And I felt it was really important to focus on my mental health and to just be more level-headed and just do that for my family and for my boy. But again, like going back a little bit to cancer, like people are like, oh, it must have changed your whole perspective on life. And I was like, it sort of did, but if anything, it like brought out more questions and less answers.
Yeah.
Like, it just led me to this part where I was like, goodness gracious, I don't even know who I am anymore now. I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
But again, now that it's been 6 years, I can see a purpose better now, where I'm like, I just want to get more stable. And then I just want to keep loving people and just show love. I'm not going to, part of me wants to just like turn that around to be like, I want to reflect the love that God shows me.
Yeah.
Now, it is true. I believe in God's love a lot. I have it tattooed on my fingers. Like I said before, I view God as this heavenly father because that's the only way I could without a dad at a young age.
Yeah.
Looking down, loving me, and just there for me. Like that's a love I can understand. And I think most people could who has a dad. So yeah, I want to reflect that love onto others because not everyone gets that.
Right.
And I think just simplicity. I'm just living my day. I'm happy. I'm hopeful. I have a beautiful boy and a wife that loves me and family. I have my health. What more? I don't need anything else. If I died tomorrow, I don't want to die, but I would have left in a happy spot. in a hopeful spot, and that makes me probably the happiest ever, that I'm hopeful. And I just at the end of my notes that I wrote, it's a quote from a skateboarder that committed suicide years and years back, and he wrote at a young age, he wrote, "It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining and the birds are singing. What more could you ask for?" And yeah, I got everything I need. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question. It's a tough one. It really is.
Yeah.
But for now, I think that's all I got. It'll change, I'm sure, as time goes on. Oh, I do really want to give people hope. I I want to encourage people with hope that there is something, because I think that's really important in life. Just to be hopeful, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think it's a good question for both. Like I would. I mean, I'm sure you're. I almost don't want to ask you, but I think it's an important one. I mean, you've told me a bit about your days and
Yeah.
how those look, but yeah, like tell us how your days feel like they have purpose.
Yeah. Jason, I can hold both these things to be true that I'm about to say. That being your friend for a long time, to hear you say what you just shared makes me really happy, because I've been privileged enough to be part of your journey here or there at times, right? And of course, like, I want that happiness that you are talking about, like that contentment in life. I want that for you, and I'm so happy for you. And also, it's really hard to hear.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It's really hard for me to look at my own life. Yeah. And not just your life, Jason, but the majority of people around me. And we do, like, every human goes through hard things. So I'm not unaware in thinking like all the happy people I notice around me have these perfect lives. I know they don't. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of sorrow in life. What's hard for me right now in each day as I try and wake up and get into a day is just I have to do it alone. And in almost every day, there are moments where I have real heart connections with somebody. Whether it's talking to you right now, talking to a family member, people that I interact with who will share meaningful things with me. Like, that does happen quite often. But like, say, even at the best, that's like what, an hour in a day? So it's hard to feel hope, to feel purpose. Maybe less the purpose piece. I feel like actually I do feel a sense of purpose quite often. I really agree with how you share about your purpose to reflect God's love. Like, yeah, how could my life have any other purpose at this point? What am I going to do with my life? Like, just go back to work and just, I don't know, have a normal human experience, I guess. Like, but no, like, that will never be enough for me. So the purpose piece, I feel like there's a path forward. There are meaningful things for me to spend my time on. It's the hope of what this life will look like for me that I have very little of. Because I have to try and do it without my partner. So I hope that, yeah, makes sense to you, that I'm really not trying to rain on your parade at all. I just
No. I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. When I speak those words, as much as I could understand, I'm sure they're incredibly hard to hear. And yeah,
I usually don't say
so
anything to people when they're telling me the good things about their life, right? I'm not going to be like, "Oh, that's really hard for me to hear," because I don't want to cut that off either. I don't want people to be worried about telling me the things that are making them happy in life, you know? Because like I said, I can hold both those things to be true and be happy for that person and genuinely and appreciate hearing their stories. I just so I don't want you to stop sharing those things with me, Jason. That's all I really want to say about that.
no, I know. And I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to overly go on this crazy long 30-minute tangent about my wonderful wife because I can read the room. But I think it really speaks to your character, Jordan, and just how much of a not everyone could hold that space to could hold both of those things in their head. And I really think that speaks to you as a person and your support. Even when said it
I'm
before, I'm
trying to
like,
deflect, Jason. I'm trying to like wave you away
I
with this.
know,
I just to be like,
not letting it
well,
happen.
it is like I have a limit to what I can do with that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. No,
temporary,
I know.
and quite often I'll when I leave a social setting, especially where the general mood has been full of joy and happiness, like people around me, and I am participating in that, and then I get home and it's like that other half just like swamps me, and I'm just totally overwhelmed. And that's the part that nobody sees.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So like I hear you when you say like it's my character, or you're proud of it or whatever, right? But also know I can only do that for so long, and then it's not that I'm faking it. I don't think, but there's definitely like this limit to how much of that I can hold together before I just fall apart.
I mean, your situation or not, I mean, I think that's normal to most people, though. Like,
Yeah.
so I didn't mean it like a proud of you type of way. I just think I don't think everyone in your situation would do that as well. So I just meant it in like an appreciate you
Mm-hmm.
hearing, when I have bad days, you know,
Yep.
because again, I want to be real. I'm not changing who I am because of this scenario.
Yeah.
And I've said that before. I'm being me
Yeah.
regardless. So yeah. So I just appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
But I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, going back to a little bit of the faith question, I know you've mentioned it a little bit that you've been back to the church in Vernon a couple times, I think you
I
said.
think a total of twice in
Twice. Okay. I was right. Yeah.
8 months.
How do you feel going back to church? I know as my wife these are my wife's words. They were really put together. I know it was a haven for you and your wife is a big part of your life. How does it feel going back there, now without her? I know that's a tough question.
I think the fact that I've only been back twice can you can kind of read between the lines a bit, but yeah, it's really hard. Not because of the people, not because of the people at all, or the community there. They are the community and the people are really good people, and they compared to I would say I don't know I don't want to get too much into different churches and whatnot, but I feel like East Hill, the church that we attended and we're members of, they're really good at doing things to show love. That they'll like rally around people and they'll show through actions their support and love, and that's really awesome. And so none of that has prevented me like from going back to church, and I'm not avoiding people at all. the biggest reason I have a hard time going back is the music. Not because it's bad or anything, but because Amy and I did music a lot there. And music was such a huge part of our relationship. I think I've played the guitar once since she passed away. That was with family in Nanaimo for a little bit. So, anything to do with music just opens up my heart emotionally so quickly and so powerfully. And so when I sit down and as soon as any sort of music from the front starts, like, I don't know, I just start crying, and I'm just imagining us being up there, and the songs we sang together and all this stuff. And it's just really hard to enter into that space. So I found it easier not to be in person. And yeah, I think it is as simple as that. It's the music that makes it so hard. But there's a lot of memories in that building too, so it's hard to enter those doors. And then from more like the messages or the sermon point of view, it's a little bit of, again, like I was saying, my faith has been so pared down in that the things that I think about or talk about are like these core issues. And so when it's perhaps a sermon or whatever the theme of the service is more on the unmeaningful things, but things I'm not really concerned about, I just don't connect with it right now, and it's hard to really engage with that. So I don't have any examples. I just, yeah, more the applications of how to live life and the things that we should spend our time on, and I don't know, those sorts of topics. So
Yeah. Do you have hope that you'll like be in a better like in a space to get back there more often, or just kind of take it as it goes?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't thought too far ahead with that. I might actually go
Yeah.
in this Sunday. I was already thinking about that. But
That's
again,
cool.
like my faith has changed a lot, and I don't know what that means in terms of church attendance. I don't think I'm going to be someone who never goes to church again. I'm not in like I have to be in church every Sunday. It's more like, I think, when I am ready to engage in a community again, and I need people to be more involved in my life. I think that's the beauty of church. It's like you're connected with people, and so that would be what would draw me back into that community.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to church in a long time. Well, I went to church a couple weeks ago, but it was extremely weird. It felt weird. It felt good to be around people, like part of your family was there, and it was nice to see people and chat and stuff. So yeah, I believe in the community side of things. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why I don't go more often, but yeah,
Well, maybe we have something to explore together next time.
yeah, it's so true. We've had lots of discussions about that too.
Yeah.
So
We should probably wrap up.
yeah, it's been a bit of a long
Yeah, that's been a
episode.
long one. I was going to say something to wrap up. We were talking about church. Oh, yes, Jason, you will be proud of me. I have an appointment with a counselor that I've booked,
That's awesome.
so you don't have to nag me
So proud
anymore.
of you. I'm gonna keep asking you because I think it's super important.
You don't nag me. You ask like a good friend does.
Yeah, I just want to ask. Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
So
super proud of you.
I'll let you know how it goes.
It's important. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying to my wife, like before this call, that I have an appointment tomorrow morning, and I'm really feeling anxious about it.
Mm,
So as good as it is, it's still hard to go,
yeah.
but it's the right thing to do. So yeah. So
Well,
glad you're going.
it's you and Amy's influence on my life, and there's another friend too who's helped me get connected with somebody, and I'm thankful for you and the other people who have helped me get to that point. Well, maybe I shouldn't be thankful yet. We'll see how it goes. But No, I'm expecting that it will be good for me. And yeah, as you hear in some of the things I've shared, like I'm looking for hope. So yeah, not that it'll be a cure all, but it will hopefully help me on that path.
There is hope.
Thanks, Jason. It's good to chat again, as always.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for listening. This has been Not Part of the Plan.